This is your before and after story. Instead of imagining a rewarding career in medical imaging, Southeastern College can actually take you there. Prepare for a career in ultrasound, radiology, and X-ray technology with hands-on specialized training, simulations, and real-life experience with the latest imaging technology. You'll be ready to play a vital role on any healthcare team. Transform your life by helping others. Southeastern College. Your future is bright. Visit scc.edu to get started.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hashtag no music, no intro. We are back again. Did not expect us to be recording another episode today, but with the New Orleans Saints, this is what it is. Saints Block Party podcast coming back at you. Recording an emergency podcast episode. So it is now official. Saints are bringing back Derek Carr as quarterback for 2025 season. The chat, as people were waiting for this episode to start, is already just in a tizzy going at it. This is Mark said this is it's a cold hat. This is the Mina Kimes hat that I got for attending her show. This is Lenny. Still have not since Ramon broke the story. Still have not worn anything Saints related to this day. Still working through it. So someone said that I'm gonna go off, and this is how life is funny. I went to the doctor this morning. Not the doctor. I went to urgent care because I needed to get some labs done because they want to put me on some medication, but they wanted to run some labs and have my blood pressure done before they put me on this medication. And the nurse thought like my pulse was like super low, and then like the doctor got involved and they ran an EKG and they legit thought I was having a heart attack. Not having a heart attack. I was fine, but they ran shit ton of labs. I'm good. I'm not going to be going off because, y'all, these are the New Orleans Saints under Mickey Loomis since Sean Payton has left.
Nothing has changed. Nothing.
Someone in the chat said Derek Carr for president. Mark, if you could just get this person out the chat, though. We talked about this on our Patreon only episode this morning. They were playing this game of chicken. They were playing this game of chicken where the Saints wanted Derek Carr. Thank you, Mark. I'm good. The Saints wanted Derek Carr to come back take a pay cut. Derek Carr potentially was willing to take a pay cut, but if he's going to take a pay cut, he wanted a extension. He wanted more long-term security. Neither side was willing to cave. And so essentially what happened is that Derek Carr dug in and the Saints caved. And when I say cave, this is all coming from a Mickey Loomis perspective. Hey, don't care what you say. Because Kellen Moore did not want Derek Carr to be his quarterback. He started out with that being a foundation when he interviewed. That changed once he became head coach. So whether that was Mickey Loomis, that's him. Hey, he's our best chance to compete right now. And so this is what I was told. I didn't even know the news. My friend was texting me about it. I literally had parked at home, and I was like, "What is going on?" I didn't even know the news. I didn't even know the news that they were referring to. This is where the predicament that the Saints found themselves to be in. They either had to cut Derek Carr and be cap compliant by next week, and we're going to have to sit out free agency completely, like that first wave of free agency, sit it out, or essentially do what they did and pay him this huge signing bonus, which essentially restructures his contract, so they're able to then become cap compliant and do their all other mechanic, blah blah blah. So then now they can be active in free agency. And my friend has told me that expect the Saints to sign, be active and probably land 3 to 4 players that you probably wouldn't expect them to be able to land. So That's what the verses was. Cut Derek Carr and then tinker with the other contracts and be cap compliant, but sit out free agency, this first essential wave of free agency, or not be cap compliant, be cap compliant, do the restructure like they did today, and be active in free agency. When jobs are on the line,
exactly.
When you're protecting your fucking desk, what are you gonna do?
Just the fact that that's the dynamic they're working under just goes to show you how you end up with a team that's picking number 9 overall. Like when you working under that dynamic, the question of do we keep this guy is how active can we be in free agency? It's quarterback of your team.
14 and 13 as your starter.
The quarterback of your team, and what you're basing this decision off of is how active can we be in free agency this year? Not, is this the guy to lead our franchise?
Thank you. Now, which is funny because just the season before, y'all set out all of free agency. Did you not? They signed Chase Young and you signed Willie Gay.
That's it.
For the most, that was it. Because Gail Benson closed her checkbook. So y'all set out free agency last year. So then what? And you're meaning to tell me that, and I'm not saying it would have been ideal, but you mean to tell me that y'all couldn't have set out free agency that first wave, and then y'all would have gotten $30 million post June 1st if y'all would have cut Derek Carr, and then y'all could have did a little mini shopping spree post June 1st when players start getting cut.
They'll start becoming available again. Yep.
That could have happened.
Could have made a trade using some 2026 draft capital, trade for a guy with a 5th round pick. Could have done some things. It would have been hard. It would have been.
Yeah.
It would have had to earn your job, bro. Earn your paycheck. Personnel people, like, this is what you do. You know what I'm saying? Go find some cheap free agents that can fill your roster right now. It would have been tough. But instead, you're going to. And here's the thing. My whole thing is always when people, argue me about the cap, da-da-da-da-da. I don't want to pay Derek Carr $40 million. End of the day, I don't want to pay him another $40 million.
He's about to get the same amount of money that Geno Smith essentially is about to get, bro.
It's trying to get.
That Geno Smith is trying to get, likely probably going to get, that Sam Darnold, who went 14-2.
So, I mean, look, I know people expecting us to go off and stuff. I mean, we was just kind of expecting this. We was expecting something to happen, like, this is right on par with what the Saints do. So it's like, nothing about it is shocking whatsoever. I don't know if you got more to go into as far as from your friend, but to me, this
is it, bro. Like
the one positive.
That's the saving grace.
The one positive that you can take away from it is they didn't do an extension.
No extension.
Which they were trying to do. They were trying to do a pay cut / extension to secure him longer in New Orleans. I would have went off that. Then Wolf would have been going clean off. That Derek Carr gonna be in my fucking life for longer than another year. But the fact, it's another year. I've already had to after the closed door meeting or whatever, I've already had to kind of let that sit in my soul for a few weeks. So, okay, it is what it is. We got to deal with Derek Carr for another season. Missed opportunity. That's the one thing that come to mind. Like, damn, Kellen Moore, you should have pulled it out and slapped it on the table. You would have had a chance. And now, New Orleans media is putting out hey, this, Kellen Moore wanted Derek Carr. It's like, what kind of game is being played right here?
Stop lying to my face. Okay, all right.
It's being put out hey, the Saints is ready to move on if they had to, but Kellen Moore, man, he wanted his guy.
Okay, they wanted him they wanted Derek Carr so bad that this is going to be his last season in New Orleans. Who? Because his cap number becomes essentially $69 million
Yeah.
next year, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guess the silver lining you could take from this, if you want to take a silver lining from this, is that I think the decision today essentially seals his fate that this is his last season, Derek Carr's last season with New Orleans. But the head coach that just became the head coach was the quarterback, even though he's going to have that quarterback for one season. Huh? Okay. Okay. Because his cap number becomes essentially $69 million. And it feels like can we still trade Derek Carr? Probably not, Eddie. It feels like their plan is to next offseason, make him a post June 1st cut. So then they'll have $34.5 million in dead cap space, or a cap hit, half of that in 2026 and then half of that in 2027, because they're going to split it. They're going to split it across 2 years. So this decision today affects the Saints two ways. Affects them two ways. One, next week, I don't know if they're going to be involved in that first wave of free agency, but they might. But I do, because of how today played out, they're gonna be active in free agency. It's been told to me that expect them to land, I'm gonna say, anywhere between 2 to 4 free agents that you probably wouldn't have expected them to land a couple of weeks ago. I'm not gonna say top of the line, but I won't even give a name. I won't even put a name out there because I haven't heard names. But maybe if you weren't thinking them to land anyone in free agency, they're going to be able to land some players. And I don't even know if that includes like re-signing players like an Adebo or like a Chase Young. I mean like actual like active in free agency. That's one way of how it's going to impact the Saints. The other part is that essentially, if this does, and it should seal Derek Carr's fate going forward with the Saints for next season, this being his last year with the Saints, that means that they need a quarterback of the future. And the sense I get, what I've been told, is it really feels like in the building, even though they only have one first round grade on one quarterback in the draft, it really feels like they will really look at drafting a quarterback next month in April, even as possibly in round one at 9, maybe trade up. Now this is not the draft to fucking trade up for a quarterback. I'm sorry. This is not it. It's not it. It's not it. It's not it. But then, so whether that, we're doing our Shedeur Sanders Prospect of the Week breakdown next weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you catch in that one. Whether that's Shedeur Sanders at 9, who I really do think potentially could fall and be there at 9. It's funny. I was talking about Shedeur with Greg, texting with Greg Rosenthal yesterday about Shedeur, and Greg was like, "Oh yeah, Shedeur is definitely going to be there. He just doesn't have those traits that he called Shedeur Andy Dalton with swag, bro. I almost fell out my goddamn chair, bro."
I'm saying, bro, like, remember we talked about a month ago, and I was like,
I said if his last name wasn't Sanders, he wouldn't be top. He would.
No, man. I mean, look, we'll get into that next week. Yeah.
All that said, like, if he's there at 9, like,
and he not going into the breakdown of him, the player. We'll do that next week. But with the Raiders going with Geno, looks like Minnesota's not going to sign Sam Darnold, so he'll be in play for Seattle, maybe the Giants. But sound like Seattle going to get Sam Darnold. So really the key will be what the Browns do and what the Giants do. Depending on what the Titans do, obviously. If the Titans go Cam Ward at 1, then, where does Sanders go after that?
Right.
Or do the Titans pass on Cam Ward, which I just don't feel like they will. I feel like you're going there.
Like to me, if Tennessee doesn't take Cam Ward, then that means the Giants are taking Cam Ward. Like he's going one overall. It just depends on what team.
Exactly. Like I could see them, Giants trading up to one in the middle. But that is like where does if he gets past the Browns and
if he gets past the Browns, it's hard to find a team for him. People keep saying the Jets, and it's like I just don't see it. I just don't see it.
Eric Glenn, he is friends with Dion, I believe, but I don't know.
Because the Jets keep coming up as like a Justin Fields team,
right.
Well, so whether it's here's the thing, the Saints feel like they need to secure whoever if this is Derek Carr's last season, they feel like they need to secure quarterback of the future. Sanders, Jackson Dart, whoever the hell that may be. Shout out to TC for the $4.99 super chat. He said, "I just hope they hit in free agency. That said, consider me enrolled in SBP School of Emotional Disattachment. Keep up the great work, fellas."
Do it, bro.
Feels fantastic, man. I don't know what Ryan and I don't know where you live. I do know where you live, but I don't know if you can make it to the draft party, Chris. I don't know what we can do. Chris just hit us with a $50 super chat, bro. I don't.
Come on, Chris.
I don't know. Like
thank you, Chris.
Thank you. I don't. Thank you, bro. I don't know what to say, bro. I don't know what to say. Just we appreciate you, man. We really do. But here's the annoying part, and this is the debate I was just having with my friend through text message. If you're gonna draft a quarterback at fucking 9, then what is even the fucking point of bringing Derek Carr back any fucking way? Like, could you not have drafted your quarterback at 9, have Rattler, sign Jacoby Brissett in fucking free agency, let the best man win in training camp, and just roll it out? And then even if your rookie can't start, it's not ready to start, let him sit.
It seems like they want to be aggressive in free agency.
That's exactly what it is. Because if you're an aggressive free agency, then you have players, and you, in theory, you're able to be more competitive, and then you are protecting your job. You're protecting your space if it works out.
If it works out, yeah. I posted in the Discord, like, it'd be funny if they just can't land the free agents that they want. Because a lot of teams got money, bro. Like,
yes.
It'd just be funny, like, you did all that, and you still can't get Milton Williams or Becton or whoever. I don't know. I have no idea who they're targeting. I don't know, man. But I'll tell you what, if they do go quarterback, whether that's in the first round or second round, whether that's Dart, Sanders, I know people hate Ewers later or whatever, it'll take the stink off just a little bit, just knowing that, okay, we just got to get through this season. Just get through it. Because we know this season ain't going to be shit. Hey, maybe if you're lucky, pick a top 10 again. It'll be hard to go through. It'll be a lot of bad football, yes.
But you could say like of a hope of like, okay, we pick a top 10, but we got the quarterback though.
We got the quarterback, start building towards something. So that'll take the stink off just a smidget of that. We have to live another year under the Derek Carr regime. But it is what it is. But it's just like, what do y'all really expect out of this, man? Like, what are y'all really expecting? Say you bag the best 4 free agents you could think of. Say you have a great draft and you got Derek Carr. Really, honestly, what are you really doing? Still.
This is your before and after story. Prepare for an incredible career in nursing. At Southeastern College, experience expert hands-on training. Learn real-world skills in our professional lab and simulated settings. And train for opportunities as a practical nurse, registered nurse, or career advancement with our RN to BSN program. At Southeastern College, your future is bright. Visit sec.edu to get started.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Ew. With good coaching from Kellen Moore.
With good coaching from Kellen Moore.
Man, that defense with Brandon Staley, though.
Ooh, man, I tell you, if y'all ain't gonna listen to it, go back and watch the Cody Alexander episode we recorded just past Thursday. Go back and listen to that. That shit got me spooked about Brandon Staley, bro. It got me. Bro, I'm not hopeful.
Them niggas gotta be smart. Smart?
What? In the second?
Oh my God!
Oh,
Lord. A latte, dumbass. Just
oh man. Pattern matching and all that.
Randy Major said, "I'm hearing Kellen was in on the deal." Like, I don't know what that means. Like, either one or two things happen. Either one or two things are happening. Either he was convinced by Mickey Loomis to completely change his mind, which potentially could have happened, or he wasn't in on it.
I mean, what's your theory?
I believe that going by what we heard of Kellen Moore prior to him being hired, I just believe like he kind of a pushover, and until I'm shown otherwise, like I'm prone to believe that. Like,
that's what I'm thinking too, bro. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Just kind of like a roll with the flow guy. You know what I'm saying? As a roll with the flow guy myself, I'm viewing. I could read it, and I'm like, oh, he a roll with the flow type, man. Just like, oh, roll with Derek Carr. I do something with it.
Even it's interesting because one of the things I heard, like one of the criticisms about Ben Johnson before he got hired, and one of like the things you heard in the league was kind of similar a little to some degree. You heard about Kellen Moore, like, you know, not that alpha, can't lead like a room, blah blah.
Uh-huh.
I stood in front of that podium and listened to Ben Johnson, bruh. Complete bullshit, bro. Like just the demeanor and just the way he exudes himself.
Yeah,
I have not been at any Kellen Moore presser. Have not seen him. I just felt like it, like just night and day difference. Just listening to the Kellen Moore presser and then being at the Ben Johnson presser. Like it is night and day. It's different. It's different. Where we are, bro. Where we are, bro. 2025 Saints. Derek Carr. And
here's running it back.
Here's another interesting question. Okay, so let's hypothetically put this out there. They brought Derek Carr back. Let's hypothetically say at 9. I really hope they stay at 9. If they trade future picks to move up in this draft for a quarterback, okay, I'm breaking news right now. Okay, my friend just texted me. There's a huge question going around in the league, asking if agents will let their players sign in New Orleans without them being overpaid.
That's what I was thinking, bro.
We back to those days, nigga. We back to those days. All right, okay, all right.
And that's what I was thinking, bro. Like if you're a player and you're looking at going to the Saints, it's like,
why would
you got teams competing for me, like teams with all this cap space. Nah, bro, you got to unload on me. You got to pull it out and unload it. That's surprising, bro.
Brent said, would you give up pick 9 and a third to the Raiders to sit? No. I'm not moving up a single inch in this draft to go and get a quarterback. If it was me, because I'm not. I'm not in love with Dart or Sanders that much to go up and get them. Now the Saints, we know how the Saints operate when the Saints feel desperate.
Yep.
Do we not?
And we know they tried to trade up last year for Michael Penix.
This is a question I had asked in our Discord, which is a fascinating question in hindsight. Knowing what, and it's a super small sample size. Knowing that what we know about Penix in a very small in a very small sample size.
Small Penix.
And knowing what the Saints are picking, they're picking 9th overall. Would you have been willing, if that's what it costs to move up in front of Atlanta, would you have been willing to give up this year's 2025 pick to go up and get him last year?
To give up this first round pick?
Yeah.
That ended up being a top 10?
Yes.
And I like what I saw from Penix. I like Penix before he was drafted. I loved him. I was a big fan.
So basically, we wouldn't have had. So basically, we would have moved up from 14 to wherever. So giving up
no
14 to no Fuaga
and no whoever this year. But Carr be gone.
That's what
he be. I gotta think on that one. I still gotta think on that one, man.
That question becomes probably a lot easier to answer after you see Penix for a full season. Because like you see him this season, and if he looks stellar, you're like, oh yeah, like
of course, of course you should have did it. Yeah. But it is interesting, man. I mean, these are your New Orleans Saints, man. Like,
well, someone asked, what if Shedeur falls to 9 and Dion calls in and says hell no to the Saints? That was the case probably when DA was the head coach. That is no longer the case.
Yeah. He's in play at 9, man. Like I just can't shake it. He is in play at 9. I think Deion Sanders will be on board. I think he's on board with it. There's because the video with the hat on thing, I know I've seen all that. I just think he's on board with being with the Saints, bro.
Because if you're a dad, right? I'm not even talking from Deion. Well, someone asked, does Kellen even like Shedeur? Is the question. Yes. Listen. This is where it gets tricky. The Saints only have Cam Ward as their only graded first round grade on quarterback this draft class. So with that so if that's the case, if you're picking a quarterback at 9, that means you are reaching a whole round on a quarterback.
Which is not odd, which teams do every year. It's the grades usually never match the draft position for quarterbacks. It's a reach position. You got to reach for it. That's a big reach, but
it's a big reach,
especially for Sanders, because I feel like I hate to talk about it because I want to save all this for the breakdown, but I feel like he gets a little more inflation than normal. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes,
even more than a normal quarterback inflation, he gets like the Sanders hype inflation.
Yes.
So he really should, like, even with the inflation, he should be like a mid first rounder. You know what I'm saying? Like, with the inflation. Without the inflation, he should be like a second rounder. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
But he gets the extra inflation, so now he's like a top 10 pick. But that said, like, man, I would enjoy the city for at least those couple of months. Just the hype. I would enjoy that.
Just that, as soon as that pick goes in, bro, people were already talking about that Carr family versus sex.
Oh man, I would just enjoy that. I mean, don't even worry about the football part of it. That part of it, I would enjoy.
Let me catch up on the chat as we kind of wrap up. Someone had a good question. if we're going to ride with Carr, let's just ride with him for this year. It would hurt, but I'd rather not draft a quarterback. Why? That's the thing. Why are people so like? People are so terrified of drafting quarterbacks.
Saints been terrified for 30 plus years, 40 years, bro.
Longer than I've been alive.
Longer than I've been alive. And I'm old. Shit.
At some point, you have to, like, and where I come from, the standpoint I come from is that if the head coach of the football team is sold on Sanders, is sold on Dart, go get the fucking quarterback. Go get him.
That's it.
Go get him.
If he sold on Spencer Rattler, fine. I don't care what it is. Roll with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, roll with it. But, you know, like if Kellen Moore is banging the table on Sanders or Dart or Ewers or McCord or Shuck, whatever, I don't care. Like, let's go do it, man. Like, let's go get him.
So someone asked this question. D Slay 04, not terrified, just don't like the options and see how badly we have needs at other options. Okay, so but here's where it makes my head hurt. If this is Derek Carr's last season with the team, and he's going to get cut post June 1st, then what options beyond, like, what options do the team have at quarterback beyond Spencer Rattler, who we're still fans of? Then what options do the team have at quarterback beyond that?
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, it, you know, it should be on the table. And look, as a new head coach, he should, like, it would be a good thing to get your quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand, but I understand what he's saying, that he doesn't love Sanders or no, we don't either. Like, we not these, you know, those aren't can't miss guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have bust potential. They have, you know what I'm saying? Like, they are risks. But, you know, at some point, man, like, the Saints got to. They keep taking these stabs at late round quarterbacks. They've drafted a ton of quarterbacks the past couple of years in the late rounds. You know, it's time to you know, go get one. You know what I'm saying? Go get one. Is this the year to do it? Maybe, maybe not. You know, maybe it'll be next year. We'll see. But I'll tell you what, if they do go get one, it'll be exciting, man.
It would be. It would be. It would be funny. It'd just be hilarious if they did get one, because then what is Derek Carr's reaction going to be? Not that I would care.
You know what it's going to be? Oh, and don't let them look good in preseason.
Uh-oh.
You think you're going to shut the dome up and you got Sanders looking good or Dart slinging that thing? Shit, they're going to run Derek Carr out of there. That's why I said it would take the heat of the stink off just a smidgen if they do draft a guy, because you know we in for some fun shit this year, bro. You know it's going to be fun. You know it's going to be fun, man.
Anyway, we just wanted to get this emergency podcast out because we need to talk about it. Julie said at this point we need to draft a quarterback every year till it hits.
Yeah, some people think that should be the philosophy, you know.
The Packers, they don't do this exactly, but they do a similar strategy, and it's worked out for them quite fucking well. Quite well. If any indication this offseason for the NFL, no kitty. This indication of NFL free agency is going to be crazy.
Oh yeah,
it's going to be crazy. So buckle up.
Buckle up, baby.
I do want to leave the sense of, like, yes, Derek Carr is back, but this really is it. like there's light at the end of the tunnel. Like just get through this one. Like, I don't. Maybe I'm speaking from, like, a personal experience. Like, it's like a colonoscopy. If you just get through that bitch, you free. Just get through it. Just get through it.
There's hope. You know, Luke Skywalker out there somewhere. You know what I'm saying? He's just young right now, but he's coming. You know?
So Jack Hunter said, did they even look at the tape of the last 2 years before signing Derek Carr to that contract? It would be nice to know what they saw. Oh, that's so funny, because he had me and Ryan hoodwinked. I went back and forth with my friend, and my friend was like, 75% of the league saw Derek Carr as a backup quarterback when he got cut by the Raiders. And I refused to believe it. I was like, no way. There's no way.
Not Derek Carr.
There's no way.
Good quarterback right there.
Wrong.
That man is a elite context. Elite,
bro.
About to get another 40 M's.
I wouldn't do this. But if this is what you would have sell, and there's no way they could have been able to do this without spending in free agency, man, I'd rather fucking go out and cut Derek Carr and fucking sign Kirk Cousins for $1 million because you don't even gotta pay him nothing. If this is what you like, the vision of what you want to sell, I don't even like Kirk Cousins. This man was just in the fucking White House with Trump shaking hands. We already know what Derek Carr and his family stand on. But it is what it is. But said that Olave trade request about to hurt, man. Oh. I know that Olave family, they got this news and they felt it.
I mean, he was posting some reminiscent pictures earlier. I was like, what's that about?
Man, wants out. Anyway, we have 90 concurrent viewers on right now. 216. Anyway, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We're not gonna take up too much time. We just wanted to put this emergency podcast episode out with the Derek Carr's news dropping. We will be back next week for sure because there will be more things to talk about. Someone asked if we saw Rattler practicing with T-Mac yesterday.
Saw it.
Let's see what. All this stuff about Rattler just been practicing all offseason. Haven't seen a goddamn Derek Carr clip.
Rattler been putting in work, man.
Just saying, bro.
I'll just say that before you sign off.
Yeah.
How many games does Derek Carr play this year for the Saints? Regardless of whatever reason.
Ooh. 8.
That's the number. I stopped right on 8.
8. And the question I really have, and I was making this point and then went to another point. So let's say they have Carr, Rattler, and let's hypothetically say they draft a quarterback at 9, whether that's Stark, Sanders, whoever. If in OTAs, in training camp, in preseason, if it's obvious that the rookie or Rattler looks like markedly better than Derek Carr, I'm saying markedly better.
Mm-hmm.
Does Kellen Moore have the balls to then bench Derek Carr?
I don't know. That'll be the ultimate question.
Because then the restructuring him, and I guess it's we restructured him and then we were able to get these free agents. Because if we hadn't restructured him, we were going to be able to get these free agents.
Such a bad business model.
Bad, bro.
Just a bad business model, man. Ugh.
If I was told that they had to keep him simply because if they hadn't kept him, they wouldn't have been able to be cap compliant at all, I could have understood it. It. That's not what it was.
No. They want to have the cake and eat it too, you know.
Anyway, that's it. We will be back this week for sure. When? Don't know, but we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Shout out to TC, our girl Julie with the $1.99 super chat. We appreciate you.
Love you, Jules.
Shout out to our dude Chris as well.
Much love.
Much love. Y'all. We'll be back next week. Appreciate y'all. We love y'all. With that, we are out.
Peace.
This is your before and after story. Prepare for an incredible career in nursing. At Southeastern College, experience expert hands-on training. Learn real-world skills in our professional lab and simulated settings. And train for opportunities as a practical nurse, registered nurse, or career advancement with our RN to BSN program. At Southeastern College, your future is bright. Visit sac.edu to get started.
O'Reilly.
You need parts? O'Reilly Auto Parts has parts. Need them fast? We've got fast. No matter what you need, we have thousands of professional parts people doing their part to make sure you have it. Product availability. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly.